Good morning, Taurus. Well, at least it's a morning for me. All right, guys, let's see what's going on for you. We're going to go mid-June, 15th onwards, so sort of into the third week of the month. Spirit, what's the situation? What is the situation here for Taurus? Have you guys met Pazibi on TikTok? Everyone's been having fun trying to name him. We came up with so many cute names. It's hilarious. If you guys want to throw a name out there for Pazibi, by all means, go for it. So far, Gizmo is winning. Oh, speaking of Taurus energy, look at this. The Empress. That's you. That's high elevated energy right there. Okay, some of you are... this isn't for everybody, obviously, but this is something about fertility. Some of you are pregnant, trying to get pregnant, or something to do with pregnancy and a child. Others of you, this is just you evaluating your life, right? Your situation. Usually when I see the Empress, especially when she's alone in the reading, we'll see if an Emperor comes out. But when an Emperor doesn't come out in the reading along with the Empress, to me, it makes me feel like she stands alone. She being you, male or female, whatever your pronoun is. Because only an Emperor can go to the same level and height as an Empress can. The Empress not only just, literally has children physically and materialistically, but she's also somebody who brings things to the table. So yes, even if you're a male listening to me and this is you, it's what you bring to the table. It's what value you bring into your family, your life, your circumstance. And when you start sitting there in Empress mode, you start asking yourself these questions like, well, I know what I'm bringing here. What are they bringing? Can they match me? So unless I see an Emperor, I'll be like, yeah, they can match you. They can match you all right. They're not. So this is somebody who usually typically goes into the mode of calculating their worth and value and asking themselves if they belong in the current situation they're in. All right. I hope that makes sense. Because I feel like you're done weighing your pros and cons now. You're like flipping the script. You're now thinking more about yourself, which is a good thing. Here's the interesting thing. Chiron on the 19th, I'm not sure if it's June 19th or I think it is June 19th. Yeah. Chiron leaves Aries, goes into Taurus. That's a big deal. That's the wounded healer. That means, Chiron's going to dive deep and look at your wounds and bring them to the surface so you can deal with them. Right? So it's finally leaving Aries and going into Taurus. But this is also interesting because it's going to be a lot of self-reflection. What's coming in for my Taurus, please? And the only reason I just brought that up was because of the Empress. Page of Cups in reverse. This is dealing with a child. It's like lack of good news. Prepare yourselves for that. For those of you where that's your situation. For those of you where that's not the case, this is a lack of communication here with the person. Maybe you were texting somebody or emailing somebody, going back and forth, and it just kind of stopped. Or you're not receiving that good news that you were trying or expecting to hear from, right? And it's certainly somebody that you're holding on to because I see the Four of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. If this is about money matters, you're not receiving that news. And so you're trying to save a penny. Or hold on to money. All right, we'll see more when we clarify. What's the surprise of the week here? Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Now we get hella interesting. And the Nine of Wands. Yes. Okay. Remember, I just got done telling you about Chiron and how it's moving into Taurus and how you're evaluating your self-worth. Two nines next to each other. Nines are about ourselves. It's not about the other person. It's not a combination of what's going on with you and them. It's about you, right? So when you have two nines, it's telling me, yeah, you're not single, but you're also, those of you where this is about money, you're not financially independent either. So you're guarded. Nine of Wands. This is what kind of like Chiron energy looks like. This Nine of Wands, right? You're guarded, you're protective, you feel vulnerable, you're not opening up. It's an energy where all of a sudden you feel like you need a layer of protection, that maybe perhaps you can't do something by yourself. All right. But I think it's okay because it looks like you're falling into a partnership where it seems to be mutual. You know, and the older we get, the more baggage we carry, clearly. But it's, you know, it's about learning who allows us to feel like we can unpack it. All right, let's see what the advice is here for Taurus. Now, if this isn't you, this Nine of Wands, then maybe it's your other person. But it is definitely speaking about one specific individual. It's not about the both of you together. It's about your singlehood, right? So here you're being very protective, but you're not single. So I don't know what you're doing here, but it also makes me feel like you are talking to somebody where it does feel like a true partnership, like it feels mutual. And then you have somebody else where, no, not really. Meaning I'm seeing unrequited love in your advice position. And you're trying to stay optimistic and hopeful because you're holding on to somebody else. All right. Do you see this? This is the Four of Cups. Four of Cups talks about, hey, look, I'm over here trying to give you love and you're not looking at me. You're just looking at your loss. And Spirit's like, maybe wake up from this fog, this mist. Taurus, look, I got you another offer, but you're like, no, I don't like it. It's not for me. No, thank you. So Spirit's like, listen, it could be because you're not feeling, because you're not healing. So they're kind of saying, take a second glance at this. Stay optimistic and hopeful. Yeah, we'll see some more when we clarify. So basically, it is talking about you taking a second glance at something, but overall the energy of staying positive as you go through some turbulent situation right now, as you're also navigating through something clearly, because I see you guarded here. And when you're guarded like this, you're not allowing anyone in. Not like that. You're not allowing yourself to be vulnerable, to have a soul connection and an attachment. And it could be that there's something going on here with unrequited love. You take a second glance at it, but moreover, it's stay optimistic and hopeful. Because what happens with this kind of energy over here, Taurus, we stop working towards a relationship or a situation. What is the outcome of the week here for Taurus, please? This is the third nine. I mean, I like it. Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups talks about wish fulfillment and desires. Again, onto thyself. So it's about your wish fulfillment, your desires from A to Z. This is all about you, right? So the cool thing about this so far for me is I think you're getting a true grasp of who you are, what you want, how you're going forward, understanding what is, right? This is what it is. It's not like, okay, it's kind of turning into black and white for you. You're like, it is what it is. This is it. These are my choices. These are my options. Now what do I do? I do see you, though, as the Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Some of you are entertaining something desirable, such as an affair, such as a fling, such as something passionate, something as like chemistry here with someone. Yep. All right, let's continue and see what's going on here. Spirit, why is the Empress here for Taurus, please? I wanted to see what was going to come out, but didn't, and it was the Tower. That is interesting. Six of Wands. Okay. So it looks like somebody here is coming back to vindicate you, validate you. You have some level of success here too. I don't know if this is work related, but somebody's acknowledging your worth and value as the Empress, like you're the bee's knees, right? Others of you, this is a person in your life that comes back to vindicate you and validate you. And now it causes you a little bit of confusion because you're like, what's my best option for my future? Who should I invest in? What should I invest in? 7 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. And behind that, again, is the 4 of Cups. Unrequited love, death. You know, the heart wants what it wants. It is what it is. So then it becomes a battle of the mind versus the heart. I see you entertaining and engaging in a passionate new beginning. And behind that is the Sun. Oh, shit. Look at that. Ace of Cups. Fresh new start in love. And feeling guilty because you're enjoying life. I mean, sure, we all have responsibilities. Yes, we're in a certain situation. But everything can be done in the right manner. That's fair and balanced for all parties involved. What are you? Yes. See? Passionate new project for work or passionate new beginning in a relationship. All right, so what is the Page of Cups in reverse, please, Spirit? What is this? So maybe the thing that's coming back to you that's successful, although it's an ego bump, you might not care for it. You're like, okay. Because sometimes 6 of Wands makes me feel like, okay, yeah, you're getting vindicated, validated. That's wonderful. But to what avail? Like, to what end? Does it give you the thing that you want? Do you move forward from it? It's like, you know, you hear job well done. I'm like, okay, so where's the promotion? Or when your person comes back to vindicate you, I miss you, I love you. Okay, so where do we go from here? There's no continuation past that. When I feel like 6 of Wands, yes, you'll be successful. Yes, you'll get that thing that you always wanted. But to what end? So it's knowing that energy, Taurus, and taking it to your advantage and manipulating it in a way where you can get that thing that you want. So let's keep that in mind to continue this reading. What is this Page of Cups in reverse, please? This has something to do with your family. Like I said earlier, for some of you, it's something to do with a child, pertaining a child. Others of you, this is about your marriage or your commitment, or even a job that you're 9 to 5er that pays you well. Something about it is kind of, I don't want to say stagnating. Maybe it is. Maybe it's stagnating. It's getting boring for some of you. It's becoming some weird life lesson. Others of you, it's like it's not maturing. I think that's what I want to say. It's not maturing. It's not getting good news. It's not getting feedback. It's not growing. It's not getting to the next level because of the Page of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Yes, there's a potential for a reconciliation here with somebody, but that somebody, it looks like somebody you have a lot of passionate feelings for. King of Wands. What's going on there with the Page of Cups, though, in reverse? Yeah, I think you're trying to get yourself unstuck from something, Taurus, but you're very guarded, and your desire is to go towards new love, but the weirdest thing of all of this is you're not really stuck. You're somewhere in between the land of knowing and feeling, and then the other side is you doing, taking action. Because I see no swords, no up here. It's like you know. So it's a matter of taking action. I'm kind of glad to see these energies because this is a lot of Wands and Cups. So it's like feelings and actions, feelings and actions. What's the 9 of Wands and the 9 of Pentacles in reverse? Five of Pentacles, I see. You're going to have a heart-to-heart conversation here with somebody. I don't know if this is closure. It kind of feels like closure. It kind of feels like a direction, and you're kind of telling somebody here how you feel and what you want to do. if it can be flipped. It can be them doing that to you. But that's the central theme here. Somebody going out to talk to the person heart to heart, face to face. But it's clarifying somebody that's guarded, which is you. We'll say it's you because it's in your reading. It's your cards. Crossing you is the Five of Pentacles. Struggling between not wanting to be left out in the cold and by yourself and lonely. So you're guarded. But you're also you're letting go of someone. All right. You're letting go of somebody. And I think you're going to have this conversation. Don't get me wrong. I think you're protecting yourself. And I think part of that protection is you not being alone or not being single. Right? With who is this? Nine of Pentacles in reverse? Oh, really? Yeah, some of you are stressing over a separation or a divorce. Not all of you, some of you. Or some kind of court thing. Others of you, you're afraid of some karmic backlash because you think you're doing something wrong, but you're still going to take a leap of faith and a risk. Can I just tell you, this is a message that I want to tell the whole collective. Those who take risks, from this point on forward for the rest of 2026, those are the people who are going to get rewarded because this is the year of the horse. And those who take those risks are the ones that are going to be rewarded, right? It's been a long time coming. You've had this itch all of last year. This is the year you start scratching and you see what's below the surface. And then you know what's what. All right, let's continue. Not one sword. Interesting. Star card spirit and the Four of Cups. You're struggling to let something go. So you're not feeling because you're not healing. But you are getting curious. So that's good. Death and Cross. Scorpio energy. Having unrequited love, trying to stay optimistic and hopeful, struggling to let something close out. The Phoenix, we talk about the Phoenix. I talk about the Phoenix all the time. Rising out of the ashes and all of that. Typically is a symbol for mostly Scorpios. But the Death card is because when something dies, it needs to transition into something else. It's like the butterfly coming out of the cocoon. Before it was a worm and now it's this gorgeous butterfly, right? It's the same thing with the Phoenix coming out of the ashes. At some point, the Phoenix does die. And it stays buried under the ashes. And you have to give it time before it comes out and it spreads its wing with fire, passion, and excitement and life again. Because the Phoenix is breathing in oxygen to fuel that fire, to come out of those ashes. What is my point with this whole entire analogy? This is what you need to do. You have to trust the process. All right, the Star card is telling you stay optimistic and hopeful. You have to let something go in order to breathe life again so you can come out bigger and better. I get it. You have unrequited love here for someone. And the thing is, you could be broken, a little broken inside, and you haven't healed that part of you to allow yourself to move on. Like some of you are completely getting rid of 2 exes and being completely out there totally alone. Some of you have no options at all in regards to love. But this is, again, because some of you have not healed something inside of you. Because whatever's coming towards you, you're not interested. And usually when we do that, when we're like, oh, it's not for me, it's because we're not open. Others of you, yes, it's about you getting rid of a long-time commitment to go to a new person. It's time that you started to explore the Page of Wands. Really think about it. You guys are very logical, sentient beings. Just look at it from that point of view and then be able to see what it is from a different point of view, a different perspective. All right? Because I feel like I saw the Queen of Swords back there kind of telling me, they could borrow some of my energy. 9 of Cups, please. Yeah, your wish fulfillment and desires to have a reconciliation here with somebody. If this isn't your case and you guys are single, it's about dating, putting yourselves out there and finding your wish fulfillment. Some of you, if this is work related, it's about networking and socializing to get your overall desired outcome. But that looks like it's what is happening because it is the outcome. Yeah, for some of you, it's somebody that there's a little tiny bit of guilt attached to this. But yeah, why do I keep saying the Four of Cups though, Spirit? Why? For Taurus. Somebody rushes in to say something to you, which becomes one of your options. But then you're sitting here debating leaving and going towards something else. You're not thrilled with this thing that you have to deal with. That's what it looks like. All right, what are we going to talk about for love? In the extended for my Taurus clan. For Taurus, please. Retreat. Some of you are taking a step back. You know, retreat's interesting to me because it's like, you know, in battle times, you take one step back to take a couple forward. Or, you know, you take a step back to recharge, refuel, rearmor yourself, whatever it is. But sometimes in the world of spirituality or within ourselves, it's good to retreat, be by ourselves, so we can see things from every angle to see how we feel. And when we're in our cocoon and we are letting go, it's how we feel in those moments of retreat, right? When you're at your weakest, I want to say, how you recharge and come forward after this retreat. But we'll see more in the extended, because at the bottom of the deck, it is showing me you deserve love. So you're sitting in a situation that could be loveless or boring or I don't know what, and Spirit's like, I don't get it. You deserve it. Why do you think you don't? All right, so it's about how you're being treated currently or being in a situation that isn't moving forward for you. We'll see some more in the extended, everybody else. I will see you next week, and thank you for tuning in.